So remember, we're all impatient, and sometimes things just don't happen as quickly as we would like. So it can actually be a gift sometimes that those things didn't happen or that they didn't happen in our time frame. So we need to acknowledge that as well. But if there's something that you very much were wanting to have happened by the end of this year and you haven't made it happen, give yourself that space to think about it and ask yourself, what could you experience in 2023 and what could you move forward in the coming year that will help you start to achieve that and experience that in your life? You work hard in your business. On the Profit by Design podcast, we ask the big question. What has your business done for you lately? Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist, the author of the 4-Week Vacation and the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the founder of Tap the Potential, where we coach entrepreneurs like you to design sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Because after all, we believe work supports life, not the other way around. Weekly on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies from our own experiences and from the experiences of our guests who are entrepreneurial thought leaders and real life entrepreneurs, all to support you in making intentionally profitable and sustainable business decisions to live the lifestyle you desire. At Tap the Potential, we love helping business owners like you take your life back from your business. Those who have worked with us have achieved 4-week vacations, being able to be away 4 weeks fully unplugged from their business because they have grown their systems, they've grown in their leadership, and they've learned how to attract A players to their team. But not only are we sending business owners on 4-week vacations, we're helping them create more time for what matters most. So more time with your family members, more time for exercise and health and healthy eating and spending time with friends, hobbies and vacation, things that you may have lost touch with that you aren't experiencing in your life. This is what we're creating for our clients in our Better Business, Better Life program. We're helping business owners pay down large sums of debt. I'm talking 6 figures of debt, sometimes paying down 6 figures in just a couple of years worth of time. Just imagine being debt-free and feeling the weight come off your shoulders. And not only that, we're helping our clients consistently attract A players to their teams, which means they take more and more off your plate and you can trust your team to handle things while you're away, which again leads you to have more time for what matters most. If this is what you want to accomplish in 2023, head on over to tapthepotential.com and book a call with us. Let's see what's important to you to accomplish in 2023 to make your business and your life a lot better. Welcome back to part 2 of 4 in our end-of-year strategic planning series here on the Profit by Design podcast. This has become an annual tradition here at Tap the Potential, and I love hearing your feedback on how you're utilizing the exercises that I'm sharing with you over the course of this series. I believe one of the greatest detriments we have as entrepreneurs is we don't take time to stop and reflect and design. So in this series, this is all about creating that space for yourself to do just that. And I think the holiday season is the perfect time to do it because for most of us, we slow down, especially between Christmas and New Year's. So we have that time to stop and reflect. So I hope that you're planning that opportunity to do just that. And I want you to know we have a workbook that we've created to support you as you go through this strategic planning series. Head on over to tapthepotential.com/plan and download your own strategic planning workbook. In last week's episode, I guided you through some powerful questions to support you in strengthening resilience. And I also shared with you some habits of highly resilient people. So if you did not listen to that episode, be sure to go back and listen and work through those exercises. What you did in part 1 really sets you up for what we're going to do today and into the rest of the strategic planning series. I also want to encourage you to pause and take an inventory of your own well-being as an entrepreneur and check in on the strength of your business. You can do that with our Better Business, Better Life assessment. Head on over to tapthepotential.com/assessment. When you take the assessment, you will get immediate feedback on the number of symptoms of burnout that you're experiencing. And don't be scared by that. It's much better to know than to not know. And if you are experiencing symptoms of burnout, you're also going to get feedback on your assessment about which systems to strategically strengthen in 2023 so that your business is stronger and healthier and you will have a higher quality of life and stop experiencing those symptoms of burnout. So today, I want to take you through the gift to yourself exercise. This is an exercise that one of my very first coaches, Lisa Kramer, shared with me, and it's become an annual tradition that I've done for, I think, going on 18 years now. And this exercise is called a gift to yourself because it's a gift, the gift of time and reflection and planning how you want your life to be. It has some of the greatest impact, not just on you, but for those that you care about the most. So at Tap the Potential, we believe in being a gift from our gifts. And I know that one of the greatest gifts I can share with you is this exercise. So I hope you will take the time to do this for yourself. So step one in the gift to yourself exercise is to look at all the different areas of your life that are reflected on the wheel of life. And this is in your Strategic Planning Workbook that you can get at tapthepotential.com/plan. So you can find the gift to yourself exercise on page 7 and the wheel of life is on page 9 in this workbook. So look at all the different areas of your life that are reflected on the wheel of life. And for each area, list out your wins and successes and breakthroughs during 2022. And then after you list out all your wins, successes, and breakthroughs for each area, also list out your losses, disappointments, and breakdowns. It's really important that we pause and acknowledge these as well. And I know whenever I get to that part, I always have this feeling of dread of like, oh, I have to look back on all the hard stuff from the previous year. And as I do it, I find myself feeling this great sense of relief because I'm capturing it on paper. It's out of my head. And then one of the things that I've learned recently is after I get that list created, I just make a simple statement to myself that I forgive myself for the learning that I had to go through. And it's the learning that I had to go through to become a better leader in my business and a better leader in my family. Now, step 2 is the fun part. This is where you get to create and write out your list of wins, successes, and breakthroughs that you want to experience in 2023. So be very specific and write them as if they've already happened. Write them from the perspective of this is December 31, 2023, and here's what happened. Here are the wins and successes and breakthroughs that I've had in the last year. And for those of you who did this gift to yourself exercise with me last year, go find it. Check out what you wrote down and acknowledge the progress forward that you made. This is something we don't do enough as entrepreneurs. We get so focused on what we want to create and the ideas that we have, and we get frustrated because things are happening too slowly for our liking, right? We're impatient. But yet the most successful and happiest entrepreneurs are the ones who acknowledge consistently how far they've come. And I know especially those of you who are in our Better Business, Better Life program, you're used to reflecting on your wins and successes with us from meeting to meeting. And this is an opportunity to step back and really look at the bigger picture over the last year and acknowledge those big wins and successes. And as you reflect on what you wrote down last year, you might notice some gaps. Just acknowledge those gaps exist. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that things haven't happened in the time that you wanted them to happen. So remember, we're all impatient, and sometimes things just don't happen as quickly as we would like. So it can actually be a gift sometimes that those things didn't happen or that they didn't happen in our time frame. So we need to acknowledge that as well. But if there's something that you very much were wanting to have happened by the end of this year and you haven't made it happen, give yourself that space to think about it and ask yourself, what could you experience in 2023 and what could you move forward in the coming year that will help you start to achieve that and experience that in your life? And be honest with yourself based on what you've learned on your journey so far. What timeline is more realistic for you to experience that? So maybe you've done some significant learning and you realize that what you thought you wanted requires more effort from you, or it requires more team, or it requires a different platform. So let the space exist for that learning and make a plan for it to happen in the coming year. So now let's go to step 3. This is where you want to go through each area on the wheel of life and rate your current level of fulfillment in that area. Lower numbers represent lower levels of fulfillment, and higher numbers reflect higher levels of fulfillment. After you do that, you want to shade in your ratings, which gives you a visual image of your current experience of your life. It's so eye-opening to do this. If we think about this wheel as a tire on our unicycle of life, if we have areas of our wheel that are not fully inflated, we're going to be in for a very bumpy ride in this road of life. And if we have low ratings across the wheel in all areas, it means we're going through life with a deflated tire. And if you've ever ridden a bicycle with a deflated tire, you know how hard you have to pump just to make movement happen. And that's what it feels like when we're burned out as entrepreneurs. So if you're looking at the wheel of life and you're looking at your results from your Better Business, Better Life assessment, and you see some patterns here, and you're seeing that you're experiencing a number of symptoms of burnout. And then when you look at your wheel of life and you see your tire is pretty deflated, it means you're struggling. And this is a huge eye opener, I think, to pay more attention to your self-care and taking care of yourself on the journey as you're trying to make your business better. And what's interesting to me is when we become intentional about improving a specific area of our life, action and fulfillment in the other areas of our life start to improve too. So if you look at your wheel and you have multiple areas that are deflated, don't try to fix them all at once. Pick one area that you're going to commit to making change in. And if you're experiencing a number of symptoms of burnout when you take our Better Business, Better Life assessment, I would suggest to you that you really want to focus on your veggies first. That means your self-care. So this is where you want to look at, are you getting sufficient sleep? The closer you get on a consistent basis to getting 8 hours of sleep, the better. And one of the things we entrepreneurs notoriously do is skip out on sleep, and sleep affects everything. So many successful entrepreneurs who are thriving in their life will tell you they hold their exercise time as sacred every single day. They're out there going to the gym, running, jogging, working out, swimming, doing something physical. And one of my greatest learnings for myself in 2023, because I have had struggles with sleep for many years, ever since my first daughter was born. So that's going on 17 years now that I've struggled with sleep. One of the things that I've learned is if I move my exercise to the end of the day, I actually sleep better. And I believe, what I've come to believe about this is the physical energy that I'm expending at the end of the day is releasing stress from the day. It's my way of winding down. And so if sleep is a challenge for you, I would encourage you to consider looking at when you're exercising. The other thing that is really powerful is paying attention to your eating habits. Are you consistently eating meals throughout the day? Not necessarily large meals, but maybe it's smaller meals and some snacking on healthy snacks throughout the day. If you're skipping lunch, if you're only eating one meal a day, if you're not drinking enough water, all of these things are going to impact the quality of your thinking, and they will also impact how you are feeling. It's just a serious setup for burnout. So pay attention to that. Another thing that you can pay attention to is what gives you energy and what drains your energy. So what are the habits and practices that give you energy on a daily basis? I know for myself, I love to read, whether it's novels or nonfiction business books. I'm just a constant reader. And when I don't read, it doesn't necessarily drain my energy. But what I do notice is when I get back to reading on a regular basis daily, I have a lot more energy. I have a lot more ideas, and I'm much more inspired about life. So that for me is an energy gainer. And pay attention to your energy drainers. Do you have certain team members who drain your energy? Do you have family members or friends that you talk to, and when you come away from those conversations, you, instead of feeling lifted up, you feel dragged down? Look at the energy drainers that you might eliminate, because having too many energy drainers around you will also keep you feeling burned out. So be aware if you have one area on the wheel of life that's rated low and the rest of the areas on your wheel of life are rated fairly high, that one area is probably pulling down your fulfillment in other areas. So if you focus on improving the area that's low, you're going to see your ratings of fulfillment go up on your wheel of life in the other areas. So I want to give you a very powerful question to hold as an inquiry. So an inquiry means that you may not have an answer to this question right away, but as you go through the next week, think through this question and just see what comes up for you. And this question is, assuming you have all the courage you need, what action could you take that would have the greatest impact on your life? Just sit with that question and see what comes up. Don't get stuck in the how to make it happen or all those gremlins that start going on in your head. Just acknowledge those gremlins and return back to the question. Assuming you have all the courage you need, what action could you take that would have the greatest impact on your life? Trust the process. Trust that you are whole, competent, capable, and complete, and that you will discover how to make things happen. And at this point, I want to share with you that over the years I've been coaching entrepreneurs, I've noticed something very ironic. If we want our businesses to be healthier and stronger, they need to play a smaller role in our lives. That's right, you heard me. I'm suggesting that it's time for you to really look at getting a life and shrinking the importance of the business in your life so that your business actually becomes healthier. I write about this extensively in the 4-week vacation book. And when we have clients who join our Better Business, Better Life program at Tap the Potential, we support them in being very intentional about creating healthier boundaries with their businesses and their lives so that their lives actually fill up more space. So if your wheel of life is deflated and you have multiple symptoms of burnout going on, that's a huge indicator that your business needs to take up less space in your life. And the simple steps forward to start addressing that actually lead to big change over time. So I just want to give you some examples of simple steps forward you could take right now if you are becoming aware that you're burning out and your business is taking up too much in your life. Number one, simple step, order a copy of the 4-week vacation and read it. You will be very inspired with what's possible for you as you hear the stories of other entrepreneurs who have utilized the Tap the Potential solution to create a stronger, healthier business. And in that process, created more time for themselves time for themselves with those who matter most and the things in life that matter most to them. And I love that we have so many entrepreneurs who shared their stories with me so I could share them with you in the 4-week vacation book. But I also detail the steps in the Tap the Potential solution to help you design your business to be sustainably profitable, to help you create a lean and mighty team that will grow the business while everything isn't relying on you. And as you start looking at other small steps that you can take to take more of your life back from your business, consider stopping work at a set time each day. Put your phone down at the end of the day and be unplugged. Unplug over the weekend. Just taking that whole weekend off and not thinking about work it will help you to make sure when you come back the following week, you're coming back refreshed and recharged. And the interesting thing to me is when we start setting these healthier boundaries with our business, it shrinks the role that the business plays in our lives, but it also forces us to be more effective and intentional about how we use the time when we're working. We become highly aware of what's the most valuable use of our time in the business. So these stronger boundaries and healthier boundaries lead to a healthier, more sustainable business. And along these lines, I strongly encourage you to have ongoing conversations about your team members around setting appropriate boundaries for themselves in the business so that they're not taking work home or working on the weekends or responding to text messages at 8 o'clock at night. They need to be off too. And part of your job is to grow your team and support them in becoming the best versions of themselves. So here's a little bonus. A really powerful team development exercise is to take your team members through this gift to yourself exercise, have them fill out their own wheel of life and make some commitments with the rest of the team about small steps, small actions that they're going to take in 2023 to be better versions of themselves and to show up happier and healthier and stronger at work to support the team's goals and the team's overall vision. So go download your Strategic Planning Workbook if you haven't already done that. It's available at tapthepotential.com/plan. You will find the gift to yourself exercise on pages 7 through 9 in the Strategic Planning Workbook. In the next episode, I'm going to take you through a visioning process for what your business will be like in 2023. So between now and next week, work through the Resilience Powerful Questions and the Gift to Yourself exercise, and you will be set up to come in strong to vision for 2023. Thank you for spending time with us today. Join our conversation in the Entrepreneurs Take Your Life Back Facebook community at tapthepotential.com/group. Share your aha moments from today's episode, ask me questions, and join in on the fun with your fellow entrepreneurs on the journey to designing sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And finally, share today's episode with a friend if you know a friend who would enjoy it. This is real life business. Keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You got this. If you've gotten value from today's show, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a repeat listener of the podcast, know that we greatly appreciate you at Tap the Potential. And to that end, I have a request. Please consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Our reviews help other entrepreneurs like you to find us. Be a part of our movement to help entrepreneurs take your life back from your business.